You turn off the light, close your eyes, and finally begin to relax. Then your brain opens a file you never asked to see. That awkward joke nobody laughed at. The message you sent to the wrong person. The moment your voice cracked during a presentation 5 years ago. Your face feels hot even though you are alone. You hide under the blanket and wonder, why am I remembering this now? But here's the strange part. Your brain may not be trying to embarrass you. It may be trying to protect you from a danger that no longer exists. During the day, your attention is crowded. Messages arrive, people talk, work needs to be finished. Your brain is like a busy office where every phone is ringing. At night, that office becomes quiet. With fewer things demanding your attention, thoughts buried beneath the noise can finally walk onto the empty stage. But why does your brain choose an embarrassing memory instead of a happy one? Because embarrassment is not simply an uncomfortable emotion. It is a social warning. For most of human history, you depended on a group to survive. The group helped you find food, raise children, face threats, and recover from illness. Being accepted was not merely pleasant. It could mean the difference between safety and danger. Your brain therefore became highly sensitive to anything that might harm your place in the group. A strange comment, an angry reaction, or a public mistake could trigger a silent warning. What if they think differently about me now? Your brain records the moment like a security camera capturing suspicious activity. But here's where it gets stranger. When you remember that event, you are not watching a perfect recording. Psychologist Elizabeth Loftus helped demonstrate that human memory is reconstructive. This means your brain rebuilds a memory using pieces of the original event, later information, and how you feel right now. Imagine drawing the same face repeatedly without looking at the original picture. Each version would be slightly different. Your memories can change in the same way. At night, when you are tired and emotionally vulnerable, your brain may rebuild an embarrassing event more harshly. A 2-second silence feels endless. One confused expression becomes an entire room judging you. A small mistake begins to feel like a permanent label attached to your identity. The memory feels accurate because it is vivid. But vivid does not always mean accurate. There's another reason the replay becomes difficult to stop. When you are tired, controlling your attention requires more effort. During the day, you can escape into work, conversation, music, or movement. In bed, there is no new task to interrupt the loop. So you enter the memory. You replay what you said. You invent better answers. You imagine a version of yourself who was calmer, funnier, or more confident. This feels like problem solving. But if the replay produces no new solution, it becomes rumination. Thinking in circles without reaching a useful destination. And your brain can mistake that repetition for preparation. It acts like an overprotective coach forcing you to review the same failed play again and again. It believes that enough analysis will prevent another mistake. But after the lesson has been learned, more replaying does not create more wisdom. It only keeps the emotional alarm active. Now comes the twist. Feeling embarrassed can reveal something healthy about you. Embarrassment often means you understand social rules. You care about how your actions affect others. You recognize that something could have been handled better. In small amounts, this emotion is useful. It encourages you to apologize, adjust your behavior, and avoid repeating mistakes. The problem begins when your brain keeps punishing you after the lesson is complete. And while you are lying there imagining that everyone remembers your mistake, science suggests something reassuring. Psychologists Thomas Gilovich, Victoria Medvik, and Kenneth Savitsky studied what is known as the spotlight effect. In one experiment, participants wore an embarrassing shirt and then estimated how many people had noticed it. They greatly overestimated the number. You feel as though a bright spotlight follows every mistake you make. But other people are usually standing under their own imaginary spotlights. They are thinking about their own appearance, words, insecurities, and embarrassing memories. The moment that has been haunting you for years may have occupied only a few seconds of someone else's attention. They might have forgotten it by dinner. Some may never have noticed it at all. So when an embarrassing memory returns tonight, do not argue with every detail. Ask one simple question. What new lesson is this memory teaching me? Name that lesson in one sentence. Perhaps you need to apologize. Perhaps you want to prepare differently next time. Perhaps you simply learned that awkward moments are survivable. Then ask, is there anything useful I can do about it tomorrow? If the answer is yes, decide on one small action. If the answer is no, the replay is no longer teaching you. It is only repeating an old alarm. You do not need to erase the memory. You only need to separate its lesson from its punishment. Tonight, the room will become quiet. An old scene may appear. Your face may become warm, and your mind may try to rewrite the past. But this time, you will recognize what is happening. Your brain has opened an old file, not because that moment defines you, but because it still thinks you need protection from a danger that is already over.